Hey, Warrior Saints, good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Glad to have you beautiful people in. Have some fun stuff today about dealing with suffering and how do we embrace suffering. Before I get into that, I want to again say thank you. I don't know what to say except thank you. I keep saying those very words. I'm floored. Our book is out. Our first book is out, and people are ordering it. Really like a ton of people, and my heart, you people, God bless you and thank you. I'm grateful for those who order it. I would encourage you, if you haven't, visit warriorsaints.com.org. Warriorsaints.org/book, and you can find some info there and order it on Amazon. We appreciate you guys doing that. And for those that have read it, any review that you might want to throw up on Amazon is also greatly appreciated. I want to also let you know that this Sunday, the 21st of February, at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 5:30 and 8:30 Pacific and Eastern, respectively, we are going to be on a live call-in show called Orthodoxy Live, hosted by our dear friend, Father Evan Armatas. And this is an opportunity for you to call in directly live and ask questions about anything. And Father Evan and I will give it a good shot to give any kind of answer, well, not any kind, the right kind of answer to the questions that you may have. So join us. The information is on your screen. And for those who may not know our dear friend, Father Evan, he is the author of a great book called A Spiritual Toolkit. And it is a toolkit to help us in our spiritual journey through prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. I read the book. I wrote a review for it. It's so good. So I would encourage you. You can find that also at Ancient Faith, Amazon as well. It's all over the place. Good readers, all that stuff. So join us on Sunday evening for a call-in. And call. If you have a question, call in. We'd love to talk to you. In the chaos that we're living in, there's a lot of suffering going on. And people are like, we think often, like, have you heard that saying, why do bad things happen to good people, right? Or if you're trying to live a good life and really be a legit warrior saint and do the right thing and honor God in your life and honor your husband and honor your wife and honor your children and make a positive contribution to the world, and you're just trying to do good, why do bad things happen to you? Why do I end up suffering? It's not fair. And then we ask the converse question, why don't bad things happen to bad people? Like, if they're wicked, why doesn't God strike them? And we get involved in this suffering and we try to run from it and we try to avoid it and we don't want anything to do with it. And rightfully so. I mean, biologically, we're supposed to be self-preservative, right? I mean, nobody wants to allow ourselves to fall into suffering and pain and death. We want to avoid that. So how do we reconcile all that? In the first epistle of St. Peter, in chapter 4, he has this interesting take on it, where he not only says to us, don't worry about suffering in trying to avoid it, but rather it's awesome and embrace it. Now, he doesn't use the word awesome nor embrace. Those are my words. But as you listen to the verse that I'm going to read to you from chapter 4, you're going to hear that he has a very different opinion on it, a very different take on suffering, something that is contrary to the modern American, the modern Western mindset and understanding of suffering and pain and challenges and all the monsters that we face. You hear in verse 12 of chapter 4 the following: Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal which comes upon you to prove you, as though something strange were happening to you. The fiery ordeal, I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings, that you may also rejoice and be glad when his glory is revealed. Powerful text there, chapter 4, verse 12 and 13. Don't be surprised at the fiery ordeal. What is that fiery ordeal? It's the monsters that you face in your life. It's the challenges. It's the sufferings. It's the persecution that Christians may feel today. It is the struggle of an angry husband or an angry wife. It is the challenge of raising kids who may have gotten themselves into drugs or trouble or bad school habits or whatever other challenge they may have. It's the challenge of physical health, dealing with a virus. It's the challenge of the overwhelming depression or anxiety that we may feel. It's the challenge of your physical health. I don't know. Maybe we've got some sickness. I think I already said that. It's the challenge of struggles in the workplace, whether you own a business that may be collapsing because of, the lockdowns, or if you're an employee who's stuck at home working, remotely all the time and losing your mind because you're alone in your apartment or whatever it may be. All of those struggles and all of those challenges, all those monsters, that suffering that we face, that's the fiery ordeal. And Peter's telling you, don't be surprised that it comes. right? Because like we said at the beginning, why would this happen to me? I just want to do good. And he's saying it has come. Listen to that word. I'm going to read it to you again. Don't be surprised at the fiery ordeal which comes to prove you. So it's to say, Peter's saying, like, you cannot show who you are as a warrior saint without a challenge. No warrior can be crowned king without a monster to slay, right? And that's the same for you and I. We cannot be proven and shown as warrior saints if we just hum along with a perfect, pain-free, challenge-free, suffering-less environment, lifestyle. You can't. It doesn't. You have to have a monster to do battle with in order to conquer it and be proven. And the sufferings that you endure, as Peter says in verse 13, you should rejoice in them because they are the sufferings that Christ also endured. And so we enter into the Lord's suffering. Do you see it? It's not like, I'm not talking about suffering in the sense of the worldly secular sense that like, oh my gosh, I'm suffering. My favorite NBA team isn't winning. Nobody cares about that stuff. It's the sufferings of Christ, which is the sacrificial, crucifixional life for other, right? Now, you may be asking, well, why does that happen to me? I'm going to read for you a beautiful quote from one of my favorite holy fathers in the church. His name is Abba Dorotheos. And he is a monk from the Palestine area in the 6th century. He's writing. And in this story, this quote that I'm going to give you, one of his young monks comes to him and he's experiencing terrible suffering. Like the demons are tempting him. They're messing with him. Like he's under assault. There is war going on in his soul and he doesn't get it because he's in the monastery and he wants to be close to Christ. And so he doesn't get it. He says to the old man, Abba, why is it that the devil is assaulting me so much? Why is he attacking me? I feel like I am being made war against by these dark powers. Right? So this is the plea of the young man. He's saying like, look, I'm being made war against. And Abba Dorotheos responds with, to me, one of the most powerful statements. I mean, I love it. He says the following, quote, the fact that you are being made war against is a sign that you are first making war, unquote. Now think about that. The fact that you're being made war against, young man, in this spiritual struggle is a sign that you started it. You said to the devil, You said to Christ, yes. Do you see? Like, in other words, you've drawn a line in the sand. You have drawn a battle line in the sand by being a warrior saint or trying to become a warrior saint and draw closer to a crucifixional life. You've got to understand, you have slighted and offended the devil. And guess what? He's going to come and bring it because he's going to want to pull you away from that. So the fact that you are going through sufferings and these challenges and all of these things that you may consider initially wickedness, it's a testament to the fact that you have decided to renounce evil and be with Christ, and therefore you better expect it. It's a good thing, as weird as that may sound, right? It is a good thing to be under the assault and to have all of these struggles. A, it shows that you're in the fight. You're not just, have given up completely and allowed the devil to win. And B, it shows that you're struggling to be closer to Christ. You're in the fight and you're fighting hard for it. And you know what? Those things are there to prove you. They're opportunities for you to say, not boastfully, don't misunderstand. I'm not saying let's be arrogant. Look at me, I'm so great, I'm a holy man. That's not what I'm saying. They're opportunities, and I don't think that's what Peter's saying. They are opportunities for you to prove who you are as a valiant and ferocious warrior saint. Look at your sufferings, as counterintuitive as it may seem, as blessings, and be thankful for them, because here's your chance. Here's your chance to say, Jesus, I'm coming. Right? I mean, if you look at it like that, you're going to find yourself in a much healthier place, a much better place to approach and conquer all this stuff. So it's counterintuitive. I got it. It's hard. Absolutely. There's some pain in it for sure. But in the end, as St. Peter says, we might find, and Greg, throw that verse up there one more time if you don't mind. We might find that we too, as you see, look here at the bottom of 13, we can rejoice and celebrate when Christ's glory and power is shown. Right? Awesome. It's great stuff. So how do we do all that? Here's the question. Like when we get practical, down and dirty, how do I do that? Well, we're here to help you do that, to figure that out. We're here to guide you and teach you. We spend our whole lives. Everything we're doing is to help you as you become that ferocious warrior saint. All you have to do Visit warriorsaints.org and subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. That's our library. We have teachings. All we're doing is dedicating ourselves, our whole life, to teaching how to endure those sufferings, how to conquer those monsters, and draw closer to Christ by living crucifixionally. It's really simple. It's really fun. New stuff comes up all the time. We have a new one coming very soon about the lessons from Beowulf, and it's fun. It's going to be, how do we avoid lying down with sin, right? And the offspring of sin. I don't know. It's fun. We're having fun working on it. But anyways, join us. It's so easy. It's so fun. It's great. We love you, beautiful people, those people who have joined us already. Lastly, remember the book is available, warriorsaints.org/book. We love it. It was fun. I'm thankful to all of you who have supported. We appreciate that. Do us the favors. Share, ring the bells, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be fun as well. And until then, as always, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.